Let's get to this, though. Antonio Brown quits his job, right? That's what you see. Oh, epic quitting. He rage quit. There's so many different parts to it. Here's Bruce Arians with a reporter today in regards to what the heck happened.
Can you fire a player if he won't go because he's injured?
I don't know that he was.
Did he say that he was, or was there a dispute about that?
No.
He just refused to go in, or can you tell us more about it?
Not really. I mean, what happened is pretty obvious what happened. So, he left the field and that was it. We had a conversation and he left the field, yeah.
He didn't really give us that much in regards to the conversation, right? Like it was like he refused to go into the game, but there has to be more to it. It actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't actually care what is bothering you. Let's just be honest. Like all of this, your feelings and whether you feel like playing or you feel like you feel disenfranchised by the team or you feel your feelings are hurt because you ran the wrong route and you got yelled at or whatever the heck happened. It doesn't actually matter. Leaving the field, unacceptable. Taking off your jersey and pads, more unacceptable. Then the show you made about leaving the stadium, bro, you're done. Don't ever come back. This was, in fact, his last chance. This is it. You're like, well, no, I would pick. No, they're not. No, you're not. And this is the worst possible version of what is a major, what I believe is societal problem. Right? Societal problem. I don't know if Antonio Brown has early onset issues from CTE, but I also realize that, like, look, if you didn't see this coming, you simply weren't paying attention, right? I mean, and my chronological order is off. You tell me. Go back and remember, why did the Pittsburgh Steelers get rid of Antonio Brown? Because he threw a fit with Ben Roethlisberger and didn't show up to work for the last weekend of the season when the Steelers, I believe, had a chance to make the playoffs. Do you guys remember that? Right. And then only the Raiders would sign him. And whether he was underwhelmed by the talent in Napa when he was training with the Raiders, whether it was all a ruse to try and get to another team, whatever it was, dude nearly froze off his feet in a cryo chamber, had issues with the NFL's uniform policy, had issues with the cleats that he was wearing. Everything was wrong. And then then they have to get rid of him, right? Then he goes to New England, and almost every day that he was a member of the Patriots, there was a story about something that he had done or someone he had done wrong. And so they get rid of him. And when the Patriots get rid of you, it usually means you got 1 year left and then kaput. Brady obviously feels to be the exception to that. And what has happened to Antonio Brown? Well, it's been 1 year left and now he's kind of kaput. The guy's alleged to have thrown furniture out of his apartment in Miami and nearly hit a kid down below the pool. Like the guy stiffs chefs, has blow-ups with his baby mama. You name it, there's something with Antonio Brown. So let's stop saying, well, maybe he needs mental health, or maybe he's just a jerk that we've helped foster the growth of his alter ego becoming his ego. But all of this relates, like what he's done and his behavior alone could very well spell doom for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Remember, they lost Chris Godwin for the year. They need a talented wide receiver. Antonio Brown can still absolutely physically play, but you can't keep him on the team. You got to get rid of him. You can't. And because they were counting on him, because Brady said, I got it, I can handle it, I can count on him, I can manage it, you can't manage that. But that is ultimate selfish behavior from Antonio Brown, just like Kirk Cousins. Just like Kirk Cousins. You're like, how does that, I don't understand. Kirk Cousins is not insane. He does not throw things off a balcony. He does not. You're right. But we told you about being vaccinated. And I don't know if Kirk Cousins, as vaccinated, would have contracted COVID and been cleared to play in time. But I know there was no chance of him being cleared to play in time because he contracted COVID. And so what happens? Mike Zimmer might be out of a job. The team had no shot to beat the Green Bay Packers. None. Because that position is one where the whole team depends on you. And you have to do everything in your power to get ready every weekend. That's why you can't go out. That's why you have to say the right things in the media. You have to be a uniter, not a divider. Cousins failed his team as well. I feel like for Tampa, it's you make a deal with the devil. Don't be surprised when you get burned. Or the expression I've heard is, if you sleep with dogs, don't be surprised when you get fleas. But there is at least a portion of the selfish behavior, and we've seen it time and again from wide receivers, but is pervasive now, not only in all of sports, but in football, the ultimate team sport, where guys are simply worried about themselves and not the team. And the team needs you. And at the most important time, you're either no longer with the team, Antonio Brown, or can't be with the team, Kirk Cousins, and this is what happens. This is the real stuff. Like, if you want me to blow smoke, if you want me to tell you, that's fine. If you want me to go, hey, listen, we gave a pass to Simone Biles when she had a mental health, and we're not giving a pass to Antonio Brown when he's clearly got mental health issues. If you want that kind of radio show, fine, go for it. Not here. The reality is, Tampa was the only place that he could go. And here's how divisive Antonio Brown is and how right people are about worrying about erratic behaviors. Russell Wilson wanted to sign Antonio Brown. Russell Wilson reached out to Antonio Brown. They worked out together during COVID stuff and when he was without a team. Like, all this stuff did in fact happen. And Russell Wilson was pissed that Seattle was like, we can't take him. That's why you can't take him. That's why. It's why was Terrell Owens out of a job for 10 years, despite the fact that he looked like and probably still could play in the NFL? It's because all the other, like, you can't manage that. You just can't. You can't manage that ego. You can't manage that selfishness. You can't, that's just, and people, and football guys, they'll use the term, he's distraction. He's a distraction. It's just that they suck up all of the oxygen in the room and keep it to themselves, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Here's Tom Brady after the game about Antonio Brown.
It's obviously a difficult situation, and I think we all want him to just think everybody should find hopefully do what they can to help him in ways that he really needs it, and we all love him. We care about him deeply. We want to see him be at his best. And, unfortunately, won't be with our team. But, we have a lot of friendships that will last. And, again, I think the most important thing about football are the relationships with your friends and your teammates. And they go beyond the field. And, I think everyone should be very compassionate and empathetic toward, some very difficult things that are happening.
Yeah, sorry, not empathetic. I don't care. I don't. I don't. You sign up to play football, to play with the greatest quarterback of all time. With listen, here's the deal, dude. You used a fake vax card. You got suspended. We stood by you. Like, you got the whole rest of the year to do whatever you want to do. All we need you to do is show up on Sundays, show up to work every day, punch the card, okay, catch the football, run the routes, do the thing. We got a chance to win a Super Bowl, and then you can worry about all the other stuff in your life. Like. And by the way, Brady's he's a better dude and a better spokesman than me, because Antonio Brown just screwed him. There's another word for what he did, but it's not appropriate for any sort of broadcast. That's what he did to him. Because and by the way, Tom Brady, how good was that last touchdown pass? But at some point, you are going to need a guy to get open, and Antonio Brown was that guy to get open and to make a play. And for whatever reason, he pulled the ripcord and imploded right before everybody else's eyes. That's embarrassing to the sport. That's embarrassing to Brady. That's embarrassing to the Buccaneers. It's embarrassing to anybody who stood up and goes, yeah, Antonio Brown deserves it. No, he doesn't. What an awful display of selfish behavior.